Okay, well, before we start this, looking at all this, we gotta explain some things. Why I didn't upload, I just didn't feel like it. That's explanation. My voice is deeper either because of puberty or because I'm sick. We'll figure that one out when I'm not sick anymore. Anyway, this is Laser Mining Tycoon, or yeah. Now I know there's a game called Laser Tycoon that looks oddly similar, and that's because, well, that game was made in 2008 and last updated probably in 2012. Now I don't have rights to that, which is why I've made this game completely from scratch, and that's it. Now we're gonna just play it for now. Now, you're gonna see that I start with $100 billion. That's just because I don't like making money, but it will work. So here we claim the plot now. Alright, so we're gonna get the walls. Actually, that would not be a good idea, but here we got Laser Miner 2, which is adding to that. Laser Miner 3, more. Laser Miner 4. Alright, now I have all the laser miners, and see we're making money back. That hurt my ears. Okay. So we have walls, windows, walls, door. This works, I can tell you it works. Alright, so that's basically all I've built, but I've spent about maybe a week of total work, but over the course of maybe 3 months I built this. So let's get things straight. We're gonna have to go into server script storage, and then server storage. So over here I have a money value which has $100 billion. Yeah, okay, but that doesn't mean that you immediately have it. So if we go into money, we get this, which will be used later, and then this, which is what it will also be used later. Actually, no, we do use this. Yeah, we'll do that later. All right. So we get leader stats, which is a folder, and then the folder is called leader stats, and that is assigned to a player, which the player is if whenever a player is added, they get this. All right. Then we get money, which is just this value, and then we clone it and then put that under leader stats, and that's how we get money assigned to us. And then on reset, basically, if you leave, it gets the tycoons, and then tycoons get children do. If v.owner value is the player's name, then the tycoon will destroy or the tycoon clone, which is in somewhere replicated storage, will be put into workspace, and the other one will be destroyed. And then tycoon clone, yeah. So that's what that works, and you can even see that in action. But I'm probably not gonna do it because I don't feel like going through the effort. Alright, so now we can get onto tycoons. There are no other tycoons because I'm making all of these from scratch. I want it to be made from scratch because I like my own personal touch, which is why everything from this game is made from scratch, other than maybe a few tutorials on how to code stuff because I'm not that good. So over here I have central neutral spawns. That's pretty interesting. Base plate. That's pretty interesting. I'm gonna change the color eventually, but that will be a long time from now. Then we have tycoons, which we have the clone, which is while wait 1, if game replicates storage, if the game, if there's a thing called purple base in replicate storage, then it just stops. But if the tycoon clone, if not, then it just puts it in there. It clones the entire tycoon as it is in its current state. There's no way that you're going to be able to teleport here and then And before it could even do that program and get a bunch of money, causing it to clone stuff with stuff already in it. Here's the owner value. Now, can you guess what happens when you press this? Where is it? Purple button 1. Oh, here we go. Local get equals get that pair. Local players equals game that service price. Local function on hit. Local player equals players can get function hit that pair. If not player, then return end. Get transparency equals 1. So that the get is basically a script out. That means that this button turns transparent. It can't collide and you can't touch it, which means you can't activate the script again. And that means that the player's team is now mining. And then gets the Billboard UI in this and disables it. And then we set the game.tycoon player base owner value equals player name, which means what we're doing is making it so that this value up here, the owner value, is now the value. Since the string value is now the owner. Alright, now we can get into basically every single button. Literally, where is this one? Okay, that's on 31. Yeah, we'll go to this one. So basically, this is how most of the buttons work. You get skip that local players equals game get serious players. Local laser equals get that parent. That laser for can get children. So local if it touches the player equals players get player from character. If not player, yeah. So this is all the same. This one's important. If player's team is the purple mining, then local money equals player that leaves stats that money that value. If money is greater than 2,000 or 3,000, if it's 3,000 or anything higher than that, basically I just decide not to do that. Then player that leaves stats the money that value that player that leaves stats the money that value equals it gets. Well, I messed that up. There. I don't know how I messed that up and how I just noticed this, but obviously that is not the correct amount of money because in here it says it costs 3,000, so it should take away 3,000. Get transparency 1. So all of this is just turning the button down. Then for anything in lasers in pairs, do if last is apart, then last.transparency n, and then laser the position vector 3 new 0 negative 18 0. This just moves everything. And then script.parent the colon destroy, so it destroys the script. Script.parent.parent.parent.error colon play. That's saying if none of this, if you don't have the amount of money, then it just plays an error sound, and then end. Get touched, connect, on hit, and that was it. So that's how most of the buttons work. But if we go to button 6, for example, it's different because we also have new get. Basically, that turns some of the buttons in other places on. And that's it. Alright, so what we're gonna now do, I'm gonna set money to actual right amount. So where's that? Server storage. There is that. Now we kind of understand everything. The only thing I didn't explain was the collector. I'll explain that later. As you see now, I have $0. Alright. Now we'll explain the collector. This one's a little harder. Because we have to go to collect. So over here in the collector is or the code is. Now we do have a screen. And the script just equals local stored equals script.parent.parent.collector.stored. Script.parent.surface GUI I take equals store a value, and then there's a dot then money. That's it. Stored is this value. So we're gonna go and collect now. And collect is when it's touched. Actually, no, we need to understand. Store first. So, yeah. It checks if the laser is transparent. And if the laser is transparent, then every second it will give you a certain amount of cash, which that's it. But it puts it in stored. Alright. Now, if we do collect, basically, if hit dot parent, he first find first shot, then local player equals get dot players and get player from character hit dot parent. So local money equals player dot leader stats dot money. So that's important. Local stored equals script dot parent dot stored. Local value equals script dot parent dot parent dot parent dot owner. If value dot value equals player name, then if the stored value is greater than 0, then that's just to make sure that you can't just spam the money sound. Money dot value plus equals stored plus dot value, which means that you get the stored in your money. That means anything stored in this collector, then you get in your actual money. Script dot value, stored dot value equals 0, yeah. And then script dot parent dot money kill and play, which means you made money. Alright, that's it. That's all the coding there is. Eventually, I will finish up and make more things, and I possibly might even stream me doing that. But, yeah, now we're gonna play the game in full. I will eventually probably add pay to win, because every developer does that, but I might not. Alright, so we have no money. We don't have enough money to get this. So we have to mine. We're mining this purple wall with a laser. Ah! And now we have walls. So now we have the entire first floor, which means what's next is the second floor. Now we will always have to be making money off of these guys, which means eventually I'll have to either put more lasers or I'll put like upgraders. So that's about that. And now we have the owner. You have to click twice because I coded it wrong and I don't feel like coding it right. And it works if you're not on the team, but if you just change your team in the console command, it does not work. I don't know why. I think it's not updating the variable, and that's why. But it doesn't need to. So, that is the entire game right now. And I will update you when I actually do more things. This is Laser Mining Tycoon, and I will return later. Alright, see ya. Here's the outro.